Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark and underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark underground. Secret underground dog stream. It's dark underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark underground. Basil's secret underground dog stream. It's dark underground.
Hello, good evening. This is Basil. It's Basil Butler. Basil's Secret Underground Dark Stream. Extra stream tonight. Extra stream to make up for Gav. Gav Cross does Monday nights usually. He does his story reading, and but he can't do it tonight because he hasn't got enough internet. Gav hasn't got enough internet to do his story reading, and so I thought I'd pop on and do a short stream. Hopefully, Gav will have enough internet to watch. I'm not sure whether he can even watch this. He might be completely isolated in his little grotty hotel with no way of communicating or even observing the outside world. First of all, thank you to Camerax for the subscription. Camerax, big kiss for Camerax. Thank you very much, Camerax, for subscribing. Subscribe for 18 months. It's bloody incredible of you. Thank you very much. 18 months of subscribing. Thank you very much, Camerax. Big kiss. And also a big kiss also for Dr. Greggles. Big kiss for Dr. Greggles for raiding. And all the raiders. Big kisses for all the raiders. Dr. Greggles on the Raiders. That 1960s band. Thank you very much. Follow if you have I can't get my words out now. Got overexcited all of a sudden. If you haven't watched Dr. Greggles on Twitch, go and have a look. He does excellent streams on Twitch, especially if you like music quizzes and things. Go and have a look at Dr. Greggles on Twitch. Let's see. Hello, Flossie. Flossie's here. Bobby Chump. Hello, Bobby Chump. Hello, Geeky Girl. I was thinking it might be a Spreaker. Hence I did think about Spreaker briefly. Then I thought no. If I'm going to try and fill in for Gav, I need to try and do it properly. So I need to get onto Twitch. A bit late, I know, but there you are. But very happy either way. Mission Control. Greetings, Rady Doc Folk. Good evening, Mission Control. Good evening, Dr. Greggles. Good evening, Flossie. Good evening, guys. Hello, Guy. Hello, Flossie. Hello, Guy again. Hello, Camerax again. Hello, Loopy Loo. Hello, Loopy Loo. Who else have I? He's got to chill out in his haunted hotel. Yes, he's in his haunted. Gav's in the haunted hotel. There he is. Gav's there. Hello, Gav. Hello, Guy. Sorry if I've not said hello to anybody. 18 marvellous months. Yes, 18 marvellous months, Camerax. It's very, very good of you. Lovely kisses. Yes, lots of lovely kisses tonight so far. It's like being at my own wake, says Gav. Yes. Well, I hope you enjoy it, Gav. It's so sad, Gav, not being able to watch even. Well, looks like he might be able to watch. He just can't. It takes quite a bit of a. You need to have a pretty strong internet to Twitch. much more than you do to watch. So it's really hard. It will just keep stopping and buffering and crashing if you haven't got a strong signal. But it doesn't take anywhere near as much just to watch. Luckily. Hello, Eyes on Legs. Hello, Eyes on Legs. Mission Control, did that work? I'm not sure what. Did what work? Happy Monday. I have a Bayo bun. Hello, Bollocking Passwords. Hello, Loopy Loo. I think there's a Loopy already. Hello. What work? Did what work? Yeah, what work? Did what work, Mission Control? Did what work, Mission Control? I don't know. Right, we're going to have a sip of tea. Thirsty work. Standing in for Gav. Well, not actually sitting down for Gav. Right then, I need a wee. I should have had a wee before I started. I need a wee already, but I'm gonna just cross my legs and keep going. How were your birthday celebrations yesterday? Very very good, thank you, Flossie. Yes, had a birthday the other day, and then had some celebrations with family yesterday. Didn't go to bed until about 4 o'clock, so it was a late night, but I had lots of fun and lots of cake and lots of wine. Anyway, lovely. Yes, it was lovely. It was lovely, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Anyway, we're here to what did Gav say? Gav said, "Can this be a memorial stream?" In case you do die overnight. Yeah, we could do. Anyway, this is not actually a memorial stream, but it's I hope it's I'm trying to satisfy all the people that enjoy watching Gav on a Monday night. Yes, there was pizza. There was loads of pizza last night. There was pizza and there was cake and there was wine and there was good times. It was lovely stuff. Anyway, let's get on with this. Let's get on with this because I'm trying to fill in Gav's slot. Pardon the expression. And I think there's only one way of doing that. There's only one. I mean, there's a lot of people enjoy Gav on the Monday night, and they must be feeling a bit. Are you going to read a story? Let's see, shall we? Let's see. Here we go. Here's a clue. Here we go. This is for all you Gav fans for the old Monday nights. Let's have a look at me. Let's have a look at my little book here. Let's see what I can do. Put your feet up. Put your feet up. I won't read the chat because you're all cunts. I mean, I won't read the chat because I'm busy reading the story out. But I'll but after the story we can chat away and discuss what we've just enjoyed. I'm doing a short story. This one isn't by Edith Nesbit. This story is by an excellent author called Basil Butler. Yeah, I've got a stripy top. Yes, I've got a stripy top, and I've got my storytelling book. Better be filth. It may have some rude moments. It was written by Basil Butler. It was written by a famous author called Basil Butler, and so I hope you enjoy it. And right then, let's get on with the story.
Summer of Passion. Stranger on the Shore. Jane lived by the sea. She was a shy woman, about 35, quite short, brown hair, small feet, very large breasts, especially the left one. She was the only child of parents who were killed a few years before in a terrible May Day dance around the maypole tragedy. The ribbons got tangled around their necks and began strangling them. An attempt was made to free them, but before anyone had the chance, they were squashed and killed by a runaway tractor and muck spreader. It took 3 days of hosing off before the undertaker would touch them. Jane had had many boyfriends, but her relationships had never lasted. This was probably due to the fact that she was a little bit insane. although a little insanity was not at all unusual in the seaside town of Wolvering-on-Sea. Many years of inbreeding had left most of the residents with an assortment of conditions: gout, clubfoot, pigeon toe, webbed toes, mostly foot-related conditions really, except of course for the slight insanity. Jane was quite lucky, as she had the most perfect, beautiful feet. However, she hadn't completely escaped from the results of all the inbreeding. She was known affectionately by the people of the town as Bonkers. One sunny June afternoon, Jane was taking a walk by the sea, as she often did. She loved to look out at the sea, to watch the seabirds, and always hoped to see dolphins, seals, and the Loch Ness Monster. Jane had sat down on a wooden bench that had been sited there to commemorate the life of an ex-town councillor, who in 1964 climbed naked into a transparent body bag, covered himself in butter, and threw himself off the cliff to his death. No one knows exactly why he did it, although there is much speculation that it was due to the frustration of never once spotting the Loch Ness Monster. To this day, no one is sure why the townsfolk of Wolvering-on-Sea are so determined to spot the monster, especially as it's never been seen for certain in Loch Ness, let alone this part of the English Channel. But determined they were. Townsfolk have always said, why shouldn't they look for Nessie? It doesn't do anyone any harm, which would be quite right, except for all the fighting over the right to use the town's only telescope, which has led to 49 deaths. As Jane sat there, in the summer sunshine, on the commemorial bench, momentarily excited by a piece of old driftwood, she was suddenly aware of a man approaching her. The man was someone she had never seen before, maybe a tourist, she wondered, although Wolvering-on-Sea was not a popular holiday destination. In fact, in its history, Wolvering had only ever been visited on purpose by one holidaymaker, back in 1968. When he left, all the people of the town asked him to spread the word about Wolvering-on-Sea. He probably did. The stranger sat on the bench beside Jane. He was a very tall man, aged about 32 or 47, very pale complexion and a fixed grin, fixed by 14 screws, following a nasty hang-gliding accident. He only had one tooth, and he smelled of fish. Jane was immediately attracted to him and offered to show him the sights and joys of Wolvering. He couldn't reply because of the fixed grin, but nodded his agreement, and off they went on a walking tour of Wolvering-on-Sea. As they walked, they both sipped Irish whiskey from a hip flask that Jane kept in her handbag for emergencies. Jane had at least 9 emergencies a day. As they took in all the highlights of Wolvering, Jane asked the mystery man for his name. As he couldn't speak because of the fixed grin, he wrote it on a piece of paper. Roger. Jane assumed it to be his name, but secretly hoped it might be what he'd like to do to her. His grin and fish odour was a combination that she was finding hard to resist. They reached a small, secluded cove, and as they stopped to enjoy the view, Jane turned to face Roger, and for a few seconds they gazed into each other's eyes. She smiled to him. He grinned back at her. It was all he could do since the accident. "Oh, Roger," said Jane, "I'm so turned on by the strong silent type. I know we've only just met, but I must have you here, now. Please don't say no." Roger couldn't say anything, but had no objection, and although surprised, was very much now enjoying the fondling his testicles were receiving from Jane's hands as she kissed him passionately. Before long they were rolling around on the warm sand, grasping at each other's clothes. Soon Jane had managed to release Roger's penis, and as it sprang erect into view, she quickly realised where the fish smell was coming from. Luckily for both of them, Jane had a taste for seafood, and was soon sucking on his penis like it was a stick of long dead crab-flavoured rock. While it throbbed excitedly in her mouth, Jane was beginning to leak with excitement, especially as now Roger's hand had found its way inside her knickers, and his fingers were fumbling about as if trying to peel an orange. Nevertheless, it was all too much for Jane, and she just had to have him right there and then. She was desperate to feel his throbbing, eel-like penis sliding inside of her. She pulled him on top of her, opened her legs, and was just about to guide him inside, when suddenly they become aware of approaching voices. Excited, shouting voices. "Oh, fuck it," thought Jane, as half the town descended upon them. Jane and Roger quickly grabbed for their clothes and began to get dressed, wondering what the hell was going on, and also extremely annoyed by being interrupted at such a crucial moment. The crowd was shouting, "Nessie, Nessie," and were pointing out to sea. Jane turned and faced seaward. Yes, there was something out there all right. Was it at last the Loch Ness Monster? No. When it washed up, it turned out to be just another dead charity-raising cross-channel swimmer. Almost everyone at once in unison said fucking bollocks when they realised it wasn't Nessie. Especially Jane, who had just missed out on a good shagging because of the dead do-gooder. Never mind, thought Jane. I'll continue where I left off with Roger a bit later. But when she looked around for him, he'd vanished. She searched and searched, but she couldn't find him anywhere. That evening, Jane sat alone on a cliff top, watching the setting sun. She was thinking about Roger. Where did he come from? And more importantly, where did he go? As all the men in the town were taken or impotent, usually both, Jane had been desperate for a good hard shagging, and she'd been so close to getting a rogering from Roger, she felt incredibly frustrated. Now, once again, there was little for her to do except sit and look out to sea, in the hope of spotting Nessie. All she had now of Roger was memories. Memories of his pale skin, his fixed grin, his rotting fish odour, and a piece of his cock cheese that she just found under her fingernail. Jane sighed. Oh, it's been quite a day. And maybe one day Roger will return, she thought to herself as she sucked her finger.
There we are. There's a stranger on the shore. I call that one. I called that a short story. I called that one a clap clap for Flossie. Clap clap for Flossie. That was a romantic story that I wrote a few years ago. I went a few years ago. I went for a spell of writing lots of romantic stories, and that was one of them. So I got loads. I couldn't find most of them. I've got about a dozen, but I can only find two. I'm afraid I can only find two, and they're not my favourites. But there we are. They're still stories. Erotic fiction. Yes, erotic fiction. I suppose you could call them. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat. Who have I missed? I ignored the chat during the story because I'm not interested in whatever you got to say. Clear enunciation suddenly. Yes, you notice, Gav. I like to enunciate very clearly when I'm reading the old stories out. Mission Control said you're all on slow mode. This is like play for today, said that Loopy Loo. This is brilliant, said Monkey Passwords. Dr. Greg was Volvering on Sea. Once went there on the way to Little Labia by golly. Never been there. First time I've been around both the left lion. Hello, left lion. First time it's been aroused and moved to tears. Roger is going to Roger Jane. Hello, Bobby Chump. Is Wolverine on sea close to upper or lower nutsack? It could well be. I'm not sure, Loopy Loo. Don't know who seeps in. Evening, babes. Jack and Laurie exchange. Hello, Mac J. Davis. Nice to see you, Mac J. Davis. And Barry. Mac J. Davis and Barry joined. Hope you enjoyed the story. Just filling in for Gav tonight. This is like Jack and Jill for millennials, as Left Lion. Flossie says, bad luck. Yes, bad luck, Jane. A lot of people in my stories have a lot of bad luck when it comes to their sexual encounters. Taking the piss, Basil, says Gav. I wasn't taking the piss at all, Gav. I'm just trying to keep your audience happy in your absence. Taking all my ideas and my audience. I don't want your bloody audience, Gav. I'm just trying to entertain them for you while you're away. Just doing my best. Don't get no appreciation. You think Gav would say, "Thanks very much. You filled in for me there and done a bloody good job." No, just moan. Mission Control. He is worth it. He is Gav. Get him. Hello, all the joiners. Hello, the Hooded Nose. Good evening, the Hooded Nose. Anyone here having a good time is dead to me, says Gav. Cheeky little Bobby visit. I've got to get to the shop before it shuts. Back in 10. Enjoy. Hope you get what you want, Knife Pipe. You're desperate for a Kit Kat. First it's the bins, now it's stories, says Connie K. Only Fishy Knob Cheese song coming up. One Fishy Knob Cheese song coming up. Eyes on Legs. Thank you, Eyes on Legs. That'll be lovely. Eyes on Legs is right as we speak. Right as I speak, he's writing and recording the One Fishy Knob Cheese song. Looking forward to that. Can't wait. Right, what do we think? What do we think about that story then? What did we learn? What did we learn from that? Actually, I've got another book. I've got another book now. I'm gonna. If you want to call in, please do call in. It is there is a phone number. I forgot to put it on the screen. Was it a metaphor? Not really. It was pretty straightforward. Cocksucking, dirty cocksucking, and etc. This is character assassination. Neighbours will love hearing me belt that tune out. Yeah, I bet they would. They must have heard. They must be getting used to it now. Eyes on Legs. They must have heard you sing a few strange songs, especially ones you've done for this stream. A lovely erotic story, very Titchmarsh. I don't like Alan Titchmarsh. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Alan Titchmarsh. I'll tell you that much. What did you think the central theme was? There's a poll. You can vote for. What do you think the central theme was? My subscription never showed to the Hoodie Nose. Did you subscribe, Hoodie Nose? Oh well, I don't know what happened there. I've got a backup. I've got emergency backup for that Hooded Nose. Hang on. It looks like poverty's going to win. It's fish, cheese, shagging, or poverty, or not poverty. Poverty. Not I was getting poverty and poverty mixed up. Poetic poverty. Alan Titchmarsh, the poor man's. Yes, quite right. Anyway, it's poverty. What did you think the central theme was? People believe that it was poverty. Yeah, it was poverty. It was. You're probably right. It probably was. I think you're probably right. I think. I mean, there was a lot of fish involved and a bit of cheese at the end there, but poverty, hard times involving and lead to desperate measures. And basically what it was they were all suffering and trying to etch out a little bit of excitement where and when they could find it. So that's basically. Oh yeah, what was I going to do? Let's put that back down there. Someone subscribed and didn't get a notification, or didn't get a. My subscription never showed. The Hooded Nose didn't. Hang on, I'm going to. We can do this, Hooded Nose. Thank you very much, Hooded. Big kiss. Start away. First of all, big kiss for the Hooded Nose for subscribing. Thank you very much, Hooded Nose. And also, I'm going to play you the. Just for the Hooded Nose. Thank you very much. Yeah, you did get the extended version and an extra kiss. So I don't know why it didn't show up. Sometimes the alerts don't always show up for some reason. So I apologise for that. Anyway, I hope that made up for it. Thank you, especially thank you very much for subscribing. Anyway, the Hooded Nose, very, very good of you. Right, where was we? Back to the stories. Back to this time. Let's look at some very short stories, otherwise known as limericks. If you know any limericks, let me know. Hang on, let's put this. No, I'm gonna. Can I do this? Hang on, I think I can do this. Can I do this while I'm on here? Not sure. Let's try. Yeah, I can do that. There we are. There's the. Let's show it up there. There's the phone number. I've matching the lower font there. Very professional. I think you'll find that's excellent Twitch stuff. I knew a young lady named Alice who used dynamite sticks as a phallus. They found a vagina in South Carolina and part of Rayners in Dallas. Lovely one, Barry. I thought we could rely on Barry. We could rely on Barry for a good limerick. Hello, caller.
I'm feeling a bit
Delighted.
No.
Excited. Grateful. Ridiculed. No, grateful. You should be feeling grateful, Gav.
This is actually. I'm very tired. I've been home for a week. I miss my kids and feel quite let down right now.
I thought you'd be delighted. I thought, what's the best way to celebrate, Gav? And I thought, well, imitation is the best thing, isn't it?
This to me is an attack on something that I have tried. I have tried to do with sincerity. I've tried to bring kindness.
Oh dear!
All you've done is just show me up to all your wanky friends.
You'll bring it. He's gone. It brought Gav. No appreciation. No appreciation of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain Gav's fans, and but no, he complains and then he gets upset and then he phones up and lowers the whole show to trying to be upbeat, and he's made it really depressed feel now about the whole thing. Let's just try and forget about Gav, although we are celebrating Gav. Let's try and forget about that call anyway. A bashful young fellow of Brighton would never make love with the light on. His girlfriend said, "Noel, you're in the wrong hole. There's plenty of room in the right one." That's from my book there. Barry, who's got looks like he's got a few limericks. There was a young man from Trent who had a penis so long that it bent. It gave him such trouble that he put it in double. So instead of coming, he went. Lovely one there. A round of applause for Barry's limerick. Eyes on Legs. There was a young man called Eyes on Legs who, nothing, forget it. Yeah, Eyes on Legs is going to be a difficult word to rhyme, isn't it? Eyes on Legs. The Gav Memorial has taken a turn, says Flossie. Well, yeah, well, Gav's instead of enjoying this lovely celebration of Gav, he's decided to get annoyed and upset. Well, what can you do? What can you do? You can't please some people. Any more limericks? If you got a limerick, call in. Numbers on the screen, or you can Skype. You can Skype me. There was a man called Eyes on Legs who had. Barry's found a new way of starting that. There was a man from Nantucket whose dick was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped off his chin, "If my ear were a cunt, I could fuck it." Lovely stuff. Lovely. Another round of applause again for Barry. Barry's got some lovely, lovely limericks. I'm not going to do a long stream tonight. I'll probably finish by 11. Just a short one tonight. Actually said to the bishop. Barry's forte, yes. Barry does seem to have a. Barry's good at working out where he is and where places are on the map, and also bloody good at limericks. Very highbrow storytelling with Basil. Dr. Greggles, there once was a man called Gav who didn't know which kebab to have. So he went for a doner. Hang on, I've got to scroll down again. He went for a doner, which gave him a boner, and his arse fell off in the lav. Lovely stuff. Round of applause for Dr. Greggles. Mission Control says the fella was eyes on some legs, was trawling the internet's dregs. He found a dark stream. He thought, this is ream. Then he went and did wank on some eggs. Lovely stuff. Thank you, Mission Control. Gav wants a kebab. A harlot from Kalamazoo filled up her vagina with glue. She said with a grin, if they pay to get in, they can pay to get out again too. Another one from my book of limericks. It's a massive book with limericks, but not many of them are any good. There's only a few funny ones. A price-conscious hooker called Annie, whose tariff was cheap but quite canny, charged £1 for a fuck, 50p for a suck, and 2 bob for a feel of her fanny. That's an old one. 2 bob. Bloody hell. Don't remember what 2 bob is anymore. Good old Dr. Greggles on Twitch found he had. Good old Dr. Greggles on Twitch found he had an uncontrollable itch to be at the top of the quizzes of pop. This will make him incredibly rich. Lovely stuff. Mission Control's coming up with the old limericks. Let's do one more lyric off here. Another lyric off here, off my book. There was a young lady from Natchez who was fully equipped with 2 snatches. She often cried shit. I'd give either tit for a chap with equipment that matches. My fella says 2 bob, 10p. Geeky girl. Seeing if there's any good in here. The left line. There once was a bear called Balu who preferred to write in haiku. Wind and that speaks. Pelicans have lovely beaks. Japan and all that. Lovely stuff from the left. Round of applause for the left lion. The eyes on legs. There was a young man called Basil who posed for a photo in Razzle. Every night at 6, he pulled down his nicks and popped out a Twix. Lovely stuff. There was a young man from East Antsey who suggested to his girlfriend Nancy, straightforward or oral, or backwards or horal, I'm game for what tickles your fancy. So some of these aren't very good. An old lighthouse keeper from Ulm snuggled up to his wife to keep warm. She said, darling, your cock is like Addleston Rock. in its shape and its colour and form. 2 fingers of twitch would have scanned better, says Loopy Loo. Yeah, might well have done. There once was a young boy called Elk who loved to nibble a whelk. In the Tesco fish section, he got an erection, and now there's spunk everywhere. Lovely stuff from a lovely twist at the end there. Lovely twist at the end of that one, and that could be another. That could be another limerick. Let's have one more story. Oh, let's see if this is another limerick. Hello, caller.
Hi, Basil. I've written a rhyme for anyone enjoying this stream.
Oh, thank you very much, Gav. Have you chewed up a bit?
Yeah.
Come on then, let's hear your rhyme then, Gav.
Roses are red, violets are blue, Basil's a cunt, and so are you. Good night.
Good night, Gav. Lovely stuff there. Round of applause for Gav. Another bit of poetry. Don't forget to follow Gav on Twitch. Gav Cross. You've heard him now on the phone, so you've got a good idea what he's like. So, and who wouldn't miss that? Absolutely brilliant stuff from Gav. Let's have one more of my little stories from my book. One more erotic fiction story from my almost invisible book. And then I'll call it a night probably. Gav been hanging around too many kids, dropping a C-bomb every 5 minutes. Yeah. Right, here's another romantic story. Hope you enjoy it. And hang on. Good old Lou was so awfully loopy. She dropped her false teeth in the soupy. She thought, never mind, all the soldiers are blind, so it will word to feed all the troopies. So it will word to feed all the troopies. I think I might have read that badly. But anyway, thank you very much. Another round of applause for Mission Control. Work. It will work. Oh, that's right. So it will work to feed all the... That makes sense now. It will work to feed all the troopies. Yes, perfect. I should have realised it should be work. Anyway, thank you, Mission Control. Lovely stuff. Right, I'm going to stop reading the chat now for a minute because I'm going to read you another story from my book. The only other story that I can find. From my dozen or so passionate stories, I've only got 2 left. I've lost all the others. I don't know what they must have got thrown away at some point. Probably quite right. Anyway, you'll hear why these 2 should have been thrown away as well. Here's the other one of my stories. I hope you enjoy it. Voice might change again to Geeky Girl. Yeah, it might change slightly. I put on my reading voice especially. There was a young woman called Mission Control. Nope, I gave up with that one. Here we are. Here's another story for you. Hope you enjoy it.
The night had been hot and humid. Jennifer had woken up Sticky. Sticky was the name of her pet chihuahua. He wandered off, and Jennifer glided naked across the bedroom to gaze out of the window at the sunlit garden. Jennifer lived alone, apart from Sticky, and her horse called Dick. As she stood there in the window, the morning sunlight fell upon her naked breasts, and its warmth stroked her with a sensual tingling. She was 40 years old and in her sexual prime. Actually, her sexual prime started about 17, but it was showing no signs of declining. She'd been single for the last 5 years, ever since her husband died in an unfortunate incident when he was killed by boiling water as he sat at the controls of his speedboat in the greenhouse. The police were never able to find an exact reason for his death, but Jennifer still, to this day, believes it was because he was an idiot. Just then, Jennifer heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps on the gravel drive. She looked down, but no one was there. She'd been mistaken. It was in fact just her dog Sticky, munching his way through her cornflakes. Disappointed not to be receiving a visitor, she decided to cheer herself up by taking a shower and then going to ride Dick. Jennifer loved to ride Dick. Whenever she felt the urge, she would jump on for a ride. after a long, enjoyable romp, she would come back all breathless and sweating, but would gradually catch her breath as she slowly washed off Dick and put him away. Well, that morning, soon after her ride, and as she returned to the house, Jennifer heard the unmistakable sound of her dog Sticky munching his way through her cornflakes, although it turned out she'd been mistaken, because right then she spotted her sister, Catherine, and a man walking up the gravel drive. She didn't get on with her sister and rarely saw her, so it was quite a surprise for her to be visiting. What could she want? Wondered Jennifer. And who is that handsome man? Jennifer always liked to look her best whenever there was an attractive man around, but she was still all sweaty and dishevelled from riding Dick all morning. Thinking quickly, she stripped off all her clothes, splashed water into her face, and put on her bathrobe, hoping that she might look as though she'd just stepped sexily out of the shower. The doorbell rang and she went to answer it. But just as she opened the door, her dog Sticky ran under her feet, tripping her, and as the door flew open, she came crashing down onto the doorstep with her dog trapped somewhere under her bathrobe. She looked up at the bemused faces of her sister and the mystery man. "Afternoon," said Jennifer. The man replied, "Hope you don't think me rude, but what's that between your legs?" "That's Sticky," replied Jennifer. "Sticky it might be," said the man, "but it's also growling." "Oh no, it's my dog Sticky," replied Jennifer. It was him who tripped me up." Jennifer got to her feet and invited the visitors in and made a pot of tea. As the three of them sat drinking the tea in the conservatory, Catherine explained that a few years ago, on a previous visit, she might have left a valuable bracelet in the bedroom. She'd searched everywhere else, but couldn't find it. Jennifer told her sister that, although she'd never seen the bracelet, Catherine was free to look around for herself to see if she could find it. So Catherine went upstairs to begin her search, and Jennifer was left to chat with the handsome mystery man. She soon discovered his name was Rodney. As they sat chatting side by side on the bamboo sofa, it was clear that there was a strong sexual chemistry between them. Jennifer could feel the warmth of his body beside her. She could smell his manly cologne, and she could see the bulge in his trousers. "Please excuse me," said Jennifer. "I'm going to get Sticky." "Of course," replied Rodney. "Yes, go ahead and fetch your dog." "No," said Jennifer. "I wasn't talking about my dog." He smiled, a big sexy smile, and she knew she wanted Rod, there and then. Seconds later, they were in each other's arms, kissing passionately. Passionately was her cat, who just jumped up between them. They moved passionately to one side and began kissing each other. Their hands were all over each other. Jennifer called out, "Rod, Rod." "Hang on," he replied. "I haven't got it out yet." Her bathrobe fell open, and he immediately pounced upon her large, pale bosoms and began sucking on a nipple, which seemed to send him cross-eyed. Rodney's trousers were now down around his ankles, and his erect penis was rubbing against her thigh. "Oh, Rodney," moaned Jennifer. "We must be quick. We don't want to be caught by Catherine." Catherine was still busy upstairs, looking for her missing bracelet, searching through Jennifer's underwear and vast dildo collection. Jennifer was now so aroused, she was glad the sofa cover was machine washable. "Oh, Rod," said Jennifer, "I must have you. Take me now, take me, take me." "Yes, yes," said Rodney, and as he did, Jennifer's dog Sticky latched himself onto her leg and began humping it. She tried to ignore it and to concentrate on making love to Rodney. They were frantically entangled in passion, breathless with wanton lust. Suddenly, Rodney began to twitch, his entire body going into a vibrating spasm. His face became bright red and imploded until it looked like a giant puckered arsehole. His right eye was pointing northeast, his left eye southwest. He trembled and gave out a low growl. "I've come," he said. Unfortunately for Jennifer, Rod had never actually entered her, and he'd just come all up her leg. "No, no," exclaimed Jennifer in frustrated exasperation. Meanwhile, Her dog was still humping her other leg, so now she had Sticky on both legs, and right at that moment in walked Catherine. "How could you?" she screamed. "A threesome with a dog! You perverts! I never want to see either of you again. Or the dog, for that matter." With that, Catherine left, slamming the door behind her. Soon after that, Sticky the dog finished and ran off. "Well," said Jennifer to Rodney, "now it's just the two of us. Now we can be together." "What?" replied Rodney. "I don't want you. I'm married." Yes, it turned out Rodney was a married man, and was being incredibly unfaithful, sleeping around with up to 9 different women. He pulled up his trousers, tucked away his sticky, shriveled dick, and walked away, leaving Jennifer alone and devastated on the sofa. After a few minutes, she put on her robe, poured herself a gin and tonic, and sat in reflection. She was beside a large mirror. It wasn't long before she'd realised she was better off without him. She finished her drink and said to Sticky, "I don't need Rod." Then later that day, as the summer sun was beginning to set, Jennifer was once again happily riding Dick.
That's it. That's my other story. I hope you enjoyed it. That was my sticky dick story. Sticky dick story. Hope you enjoyed that. It wasn't one of my favourites, but that's all I could find. All I could find in my book was those two. So I can look back at the chat. Let's have a look at the chat now. I didn't read the chat during that. I was too busy reading the story. What haven't I? Good old Loopy Lou was so awfully loopy, she dropped her false teeth in the soupy. I've read this one. Yeah, I've read that one, didn't I? There once was a lady from Decatur who got laid by a large alligator, but nobody knew the result of the screw because after he laid her, he ate her. A round of applause. Bollocking passwords, that one. A woman who is frankly divine is called Flossie789. She's the queen of the mods and the best of the bods and always shares all of her wine. Lovely one from Mission Control there. Thank you, Mission Control. Lovely. An AI called Mission Control had a USB port as a hole, but as a bottle would fill it with a knob, he'd squeeze in it till he filled it with spaff was the goal. Lovely stuff from Gav Cross there, joining in with a lovely... lovely limerick there. Rodney Trotters is the what a talent we've discovered here. Mission Control. Gav Cross is a terrible sod. He forgot I am also his mod. I could try to be sweeter and not a deleter. He really should be overawed. Yes, lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Mission Control. Gav said, I think I've read this in Chat magazine. Yeah, I like to think more like Mills and Boone, really. You've sullied Monday night with this, says Gab. I like your reading voice, is Bollocking Pass. Thank you very much. Yes, I do like to put on a nice reading voice. This is such incredibly highbrow Monday night story stream, says Geeky Girl. I'm very impressed. Thank you, all the metaphors. Yeah, it sounds like filth, but of course it's not filth at all. It is. There's a lot of metaphors going on. I had new limerick software added. Well, it's certainly working a treat. Any more limericks? Let's have a look. Poll active. It's a poll active. Who do you think was the hero of the piece? Catherine, Jennifer, Sticky, or Rod? Sticky is leading. Sticky has got most of the votes. In fact, nearly all the votes. All the votes gone to Sticky, I think. Hero of the piece was Sticky. 99% of people thought it was Sticky. Yes, can only agree. Can only agree there. Sticky probably was the hero of the piece. Good old Sticky was a dirty little dog, but was he? But was he? I mean, on the surface, he was simply a dirty little dog who would rub himself up against your leg until he ejaculated. But of course, he may not have been a little dog at all. It depends. I mean, that's it. Everyone reads. Everyone hears or reads the stories, and it has a different. It's different for everybody. Some people he was a Jack Russell. Some people he was a big shaggy Labrador. For some people he was a postman, or not even a person at all. He may have been Hope. Hello, caller.
Hello, Basil. It's Geeky Girl.
Hello, Geeky Girl.
Hello. I'm really, really enjoying your storytelling stream tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. I tried to fill in for all the people missing Gav. So I tried.
What do you mean? I'm trying to think what we normally do on a Monday. I mean, what do you normally do on a Monday, Basil? Can you keep this up sort of on a Monday? Because it's really good.
No, well, usually I listen to Gav Cross's storytelling stream. Have you not listened to that on a Monday night? No, yeah.
It's ringing a bell, but I mean, what you're doing, mate, is fantastic.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's as good as Gav's Monday night stream, but I'm just doing my best to put something out there for people who are missing him.
Well, I love how you're playing on all the metaphors, like alluding to things like them famous Greek myth stories. You know, all those ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
It's really deep, and it's making me think. And I love this after story discussion.
I'm glad you realised that the depths, and it's it's not just like a puddle. It's not a shallow puddle of literature. It's a deep ocean of storytelling, really.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you should consider more Monday nights. I'm just putting it out there. Thanks, Basil. Bye.
Thank you very much, Geeky Girl. Lovely stuff. Thank you, Geeky Girl. Really enjoying the depths and the quality of the stories and the storytelling. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Traitors, says Gav. I imagined he was a boy scruffy. Loopy loop. A bit scruffy. Yeah, that was my when I wrote the dog character. I thought people will think scruffy dog, but really he may not be a dog at all. He may be someone's hopes and dreams. You usually watch Married at First Sight, you lying bastard, Basil. Always, never miss Gav's. Never miss Gav's. As if I'd miss Gav to watch some shite about being married at first sight. Let's see if there's any more poems in here that I've not limericks. Oh, I think I've gone too far. I think you've read most of the books now. Most of the good ones from the book. A lot of these are not funny at all. So I'm not even bothering to read them. I think Barry had better lyrics than the ones in this book. Doesn't work so well at this stream if I just sit here and read them to myself, does it? Let's try. Let's give it a go. Right. If you got any more limericks, call in or put them in the chat, and let's read one more from here. A young lady golfer named Duff had a lovely luxuriant muff. In his haste to get in her, One eager beginner lost both his balls in the rough. Sounds like she had a 1970s muff, by the sounds of it. Remember, porn in the 70s and 80s was just a big, massive, hairy muff. Not like all the stuff you see nowadays. Every gory detail. Right. I think I've read most of the best. I think I've read most of the best limericks I can find. There weren't very many good limericks in there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hang on. There was a young lady from Brighton who had incredibly tighten. Heavens above, it fits like a glove. Oh, you ain't put it in the writing. Ah, lovely stuff. Similar to one I did earlier, Barry. There was a young lady from Brighton who had an incredibly tighten. Heavens above, it fits like a glove. Oh, you ain't put it in the writing. Lovely stuff. Read my limerick. Mission Control. Where is it? There once was a captain called Wazzo who was hounded by the paparazzo. They all wanted a chunk of this super space hunk, but they'll never have all that he has, though. Lovely stuff there from Mission Control about that bloody awful you know who. Fuck it. Oh dear, I was hoping we would get away without any of that nonsense. If you don't know, Captain Wazzo is my nemesis, and he seems to have developed a way of broadcasting these stupid little songs into my Twitch streams. Even though I've got a robot who's meant to stop it, but he hasn't managed to yet. Just looking back at the chat. Have I missed any good chat? Let's have a look. Read that one. She makes my blood boil. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. Basil is spice off the rack with a strangely garlicky cracked. He once dipped his willy in a big pot of chili. Now he walks with a dangly sack. Left Lion, round of applause for the Left Lion. Lovely limerick, that one. Barry says there was a Scotsman named McPhee who got stung on his balls by a bee. He made tons of money by producing lots of honey every time he went for a pee. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff from Barry again. Flossie's. I think there's some chat about that TV show going on. Can't find all of it, but I've just seen. Flossie says, Loopaloo, I agree. She's been perfect for the series, but hasn't come across well. I really love Thomas and Adrian. I think it's a Married at First Sight chat going on. Is she the one with the tattoo face bloke? I'm well into the lads too. Really rooting for them. Yeah, everyone started talking about a bloody TV show now. There once was a man from Leeds who ate a packet of seeds. Within the hour, his dick was a flower and his balls were all covered in weeds. Lovely stuff from Barry. Barry's got some great limericks. Ask Basil about. Basil, tell us your thoughts on Married at First Sight. It's absolutely dreadful. You wouldn't catch me watching it. This is the first season I've actually done the 8 weeks. He's talking about that E4 show. I'm always glad I'm off to work soon. This is Geeky Kill. Yeah, it's Married at First Sight. Who would watch such a thing? I must admit I've glimpsed at it every now and then. But when you got something like Gav read storytelling on a Monday night, why would you not want to watch that? Anyway, I think that's the end. That's enough from me. I was just filling in briefly for trying to fill Gav's shoes, for a little while, and try to make it up to you. All you people that are missing Gav's stream tonight. Anyway, I'll be back. If not before, I'll be back on Thursday. Red face, red flag. He has fury in his eyes, and April is wrong-footed. Yeah, don't talk to me about April. Wouldn't trust her as far as I can throw her. Not that I've watched it. And April's husband, so-called husband. I think he's been locked up now, hasn't he? In real life, I think he's a wrong un. I've not seen any of it though, of course. So don't ask me about it. I've got no idea what's going on. But I much prefer a bit of storytelling. Right, I'll be back on Thursday with my normal stream. Thursday about 8. Basil's Secret Underground stream. I might do something before then. I don't know. I might do another one of these. I might do a Spreaker, I don't know, but probably nothing until Thursday. But anyway, keep an eye out. I'll put it on Discord if I'm doing anything. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. My attempts to fill in for Married at First Sight Spreaker, says Flossie. It's possible. It's possible we could do that. Yeah, it's possible. April is bloody liability. George is a ball of fury. Matt and Whitney are deluded arseholes. Yes, Matt and Whitley definitely are deluded arseholes. And they should never have been let. I mean, to be honest, they should never let them back in it. If you've split up with your so-called husband or wife and then rejoin it, it makes the whole thing a fucking joke, doesn't it? It makes the whole thing a farce. Not that I've seen it, not that I've know anything about it. Anyway, I just my thoughts on that little glimpse of it that I saw. I'll be back soon, and thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. Keep on going, and I don't go. Nothing worse than a Twitch streamer who says, I'm going now, and then doesn't go. Everyone's sitting there saying, well, fuck off then, mate. Go on. I'll see you. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to read stories to you. See you later.